China's been constructing a naval base in Djibouti since February 2016. Only recently, however, the Chinese Navy dispatched several vessels carrying equipment and personnel for its first actual deployment to this naval base. For that occasion, we've looked at satellite imagery of the facility to try and take a peek at what exactly China's been building there. When we look at the facility in general, one of the first things that we notice is the very strong security perimeter that's been built around the naval base. We can see that China's built a quite large wall around the entire facility, with several other layers of security outside of that in the shape of fences and guard towers. Of course, with this being China's first actual permanent foreign military base, there are a lot of concerns about security that they might carry with them, and this clearly shows in the level of security that they've built around this facility. In the rest of the facility, we see a lot of housing and likely administrative buildings where the troops deployed there will actually live and operate. But one of the things that really stands out in the construction is the very large underground structures that were also built. China's constructing quite a large underground facility under their naval base, and we can see that it's connected through tunnels to administrative buildings, and that there's several ramps leading into the underground structure, potentially to allow vehicles to move in there. In other parts of the facility, we can also see smaller underground structures, likely bunkers used to store special equipment or weapons or ammunitions. It's not uncommon for China to build these underground structures in their bases. We've seen them do the same in bases in China and the South China Sea, where China's got a habit of really hardening their bases against potential attacks, and of course shielding their activities from observation. Another key element of the base is the large tarmac that's been constructed with several hangars alongside it, which clearly looks like it'll serve an aerial unit. Now, of course, the tarmac is too short to facilitate fixed-wing aircraft or even larger drones that China operates, so it's likely that this will be used for helicopters. It's unclear at this point what kind of helicopters or how many China might plan to station permanently at this base, but clearly this has been planned in the construction of the base. Interestingly, however, considering that this is intended to be a naval base, at this point the base does not have an actual dock or a pier attached to it on the coastline. At this point, of course, as Chinese naval vessels are on the way to Djibouti, there's plenty of commercial port infrastructure to use in Djibouti, but eventually we do expect to see China construct their own dock that they have their own private use of. It's not uncommon to see this as a final piece of construction in the development of naval bases. In the construction of United Arab Emirates bases in the region, for example, such as the one that they are currently constructing in Eritrea, we've also seen the UAE operate those bases and mass forces and air assets at those bases long before the actual naval facility is finished. Considering the importance of China's evolution towards foreign basing, this is of course an issue that we'll continue to track at Stratfor. So please come back in the future and explore what we've been looking at.